Okay. Wow. Live on the first hand, we flop the nut flush. So pretty good. Pretty good start. I guess we can just check and like let him get here. Diamond rolling off is not a good bit of an action killer for us, I think. The flush is going to be good for a huge pot versus a flop straight and ace king high from this guy. Okay, so we take the flop with the 10-9 suited and miss, and then here we just call a small c-bet, turn 2 pair, and we're going to check that river, because that is a horrible river for us. We get our 2 pair counterfeited there, so not good. With ace queen out of position, we're going to raise it up. It's a strong hand. Try and win the money out there or play a bigger pot. King 9 offsuit, we're going to fold. This, we're going to just take a bluff. Hopefully get it through. We can turn some good cards at 8. Okay, we can bet again, I think. I think he has a lot of queens when he just flats. And obviously less likely that he has a queen when the turn comes a queen, so try a 0 equity bluff on the turn. It's going to be hard for him to call with any 10. Okay, pretty much committed to bluffing now, so obviously he's going to call us with any flush, king jack, but just looking to get folds like king 10, jack 10, 9 10. Yeah, okay, nice. We did have to go 3 barrels there, but we had the jack blocker in the end, so kind of good. Here we flop a gut shot with a 7, giving us a straight, so kind of a deceptive draw that we've got. 7 gives us the absolute nuts, and no one can really put us on that hand, but can't call this just to hit a gut shot, so we're going to fold that. Ace jack, I think we're going to just pop this up. Pretty bad flop. Just going to start with the check. Okay, I'm going to fold. We have nothing, so I'm going to limp with the queen 10 offsuit. We're going to call small raise. And we do not flop well. Ace jack off to a raise from this guy. We're just going to fold and play well out also. Out of position to a decent player who's got big stack raise, and we're just going to muck. We're going to be crushed every time he has ace queen, ace king, queens, kings, aces, jacks. It just doesn't play well. I called it off with the pocket sevens and it's been held. It's pretty crazy. I think we're going to put a green tag on this guy. That was a very wild call. Just going to fold the a7. Flop a pair, but it's no good. Okay, with the kings, we're going to start with a limp. Okay, and we're going to get a limp jam versus this guy. Hopefully he has like jacks, queens, something like that. Just any hand without an ace in his hand, basically. That's what we're looking to see. Ace still has a lot of equity against us, so. Okay, perfect. He has nines. Okay. Okay, there you go. Nice. So a bit of justice on the river. It's exactly why you limp those types of hands, because your opponent just doesn't think that you're going to limp like strong hands like they didn't. Ace queen, we're just going to ship the money in. Oh wow, and we pop it up with the tens here and we flop a set. Wow, we get called by jack 9 off. And we hit it straight. That is very nice. So we're going to bet here. I guess we have to bet kind of big to stop our opponent's drawn out with straights like queen jack. So we want to see a blank on this turn. 8 would be a nice card to see. Okay, so jack 9 got there. Spades got there. I think we can fold this though. He does have ace 9, so yeah, we were like dead there to jack 9 and spades, but I don't think he does that. It just jams with those hands, you know. I think he's going to jam there a lot like hands which he had like a pair and a draw, 2 pairs, stuff like that. So here we're just going to bet. I think many times they have ace queen. We do want to kind of bet to find out if they check jam. So okay. And we're pretty much dead against the sevens on the flop, to be honest. But never mind. Still running up our stack here from 1250. This is crazy. And we get the 10s, so this is where, see on the button we get to make the pot huge with the 10s. Wow, and I think we're going to call this. Yeah, we're gonna gamble with our friend here. So low card, another low card. Okay, amazing. So yeah, when we're in position we get to raise because we just get to apply the pressure after everyone's kind of already shown weakness. And we get to play post-flop in position. But when we're out of position, we're looking to just limp a lot of our hands. Here on the left, we pick up a gut shot, so 9 is good for us, but not really. It's nowhere near the nuts. Queen Jack would make the nuts, and Jack 7 suited doesn't flop anything here. Six is going to limp, hopefully see a 6 on the flop, take all the money. No 6, so we're probably just going to check fold. Pretty much drawing dead to Jack 9, hands like that, so. Ace on offsuit plays pretty bad in these games, so we're looking to avoid hands like that, really. And there we go, Jack 9. Wow, and they get all the money in. Wow. How did that go down? Top 2. From 50 cent pre-flop. Wow, and he just ships it in and he calls. That is crazy. Here we flop a gut shot. We're going to bet. If we hit a 10, our hand is disguised. We get folds. It's good because we have basically a complete bluff. So we hit Jack. Can have some 10-7. Can have some aces that aren't folding. Then we're just going to check. See a turn card. See what happens on the river. We can just check. We have some showdown. Okay, so that kind of sucked. Probably could have got a turn bet through there. We got him to got his equity folded, but took the less volatile line and ended up paying the price for it. It kind of sucks to just turn your hand into a bluff when you turn like what is quite often the best hand, you know. But if we go bloating the pot, we're almost bluffing with our hand. So here we just flop the nuts, bet, and get fold. So no one had anything there. We can call 175. Hopefully just flop quad 7s. Ace 8 off, we're just going to fold. Even for 25 cents. It just doesn't play well enough to even warrant putting in the money. We're just going to fold versus this, obviously. We're not playing a huge pot with pocket 7s. It's going to be limp, jamming hands like jacks, queens, kings, ace king suited, sometimes ace queen suited. And king queen suited is going to get the money. So I think our Polish friend here is like a pretty good aggressive player, to be honest. He's got a big stack here, a big stack there, so I'm not really looking to play many hands with him. From what I've seen, he's like pretty solid. Ace 7 off, we're just going to fold. Same as the ace 8, just doesn't play well. Queen 9 off to a big open, we're just going to fold. We would play hands like Queen Jack and stuff, but Queen 9 off is pretty much always just going to be too loose, I think, to be calling hands like that. And definitely in the long run anyway, so just fold. A7 suited, we're going to look to limp this in under the gun. Queen Jack, sorry, King Queen, we're going to limp. We can take a flop here with A7 suited. This is the, and we're going to lead the turn, yeah. So I think he has like a lot of like 10s, jacks when he just checks that. Here we limp the King Queen and the Chivers popped it up on the button. And it's a great turn card, so we're just going to bet. We're probably just going to take this down a lot of the time, but we need to protect our hand. If he has like aces, jacks, we can't give any free cards. We need to protect, so. Could stick around with some holdings if he just doesn't believe us with like his aces, his jacks, his kings. And here we took a flop for 50 cents with 7-10 off, which is pretty bad hand, but at least we're closing the action, we're in position. So those are the times when we're going to be playing like the bottom of our range, which is in position or closing the action. So here with 10s, we're just gonna literally try and flop a set. 10s doesn't really play too well. Doesn't play too well in this game period, but doesn't play well as a raised hand. Here we just basically have the nuts, so he's going to have like ace-6 a lot of the time. We're just going to get it in. So he has even better, he has not even the full 2 outs, he just has 1 out with him having pocket 6s. So ace-queen off here, just going to fold, don't really know too much about this guy. Can get in a lot of trouble on like queen high, ace-high boards if we're already beaten. So if the guy has like ace-king or a big overpair, kings, aces. We like to increase the pot size ourselves with hands like ace-queen, but you know, just calling someone's raise with ace-queen is kind of like weak. We're either looking to play looser players and re-raise them with hands like ace-queen, and against tighter players we're probably looking to just make you know, more disciplined folds. So here's an example of that. So we get limps, we got ace-queen in position, we're just going to pop it up. There's a lot of dead money in the pot, so we're going to see what happens. And this guy's just spewing his money. And this is pretty much ideal, so we pop it up with the ace-queen, get a queen-high flop. Okay, and it's against 1 over and a gut shot. And we hold. Ace-10 here, out of position against probably the best player that's in this player pool. I was just going to fold. We play some hands, but ace-10 off, it doesn't play that well. Jack-9, we're going to try and see a flop for 50 cents here. Not a good flop for us. We have a pair, but have a hand that's not really going anywhere. We'd rather have like no pair and just have like a gut shot with a king high or something. And he was just turning the 10 blockers, so he's a solid player. Knew he had 2 10 blockers there. And he just got aggressive with it, I guess. Wow, and that is a straight on the turn there, all in pre-flop. So this is definitely an action player. And here we flop a flush draw, which is always nice to see. It's in 6+ hole, and you make a flush, you beat full houses, straights, all sorts of hands. So we're going to definitely at least call this. Don't really want to raise, get it in with just a flush draw, because obviously you've got less. The reason it outranks full houses is because there's less cards that you can hit to make a flush. And then we have a pair as well, so hopefully like a 7 would be live. Probably less likely that our 10 is live, because a lot of the time he's going to have hands like ace 9, queen 9. So I think we call like a small bet here. I'm not sure what we do against a big bet. I guess we probably just make a fold. Okay, against a check. It can be check raising. I'm tempted just to check back. Here we flop trip kings, and we're just going to call. We're going to try and play a little deceptively. Here we're just never winning. Probably just has like an ace, but we could turn our hand into a bluff though. But I'm just going to give up. And he does just have the 2 pair, so it's probably calling. Here we're just going to check. I don't think we will. Yeah, I think we win anything extra from a lot of hands. I think he's really calling there with the 10s, but kind of amateur hour betting that twice there. So yeah, we didn't raise, get him off it. We let him bet, and then from the river, didn't really see too much point in betting. We could have gone for a very small value bet, but just decided to check back. Here we got king 10, we flop 2 pair. You definitely bet, but I kind of prefer just to check this. A lot of hands are getting away from it. Here now, someone's just going to bet huge with an ace, just having the nuts. So I'm just guarantee that someone's going to just bet massive here. Yeah, he does. Here we'll bet the $9. So that's kind of the problem that we're facing if we just bet the flop there. People are going to take a card off with like ace queen, turn the nuts, and then we just inflate a pot that we're never winning. Here we've got the ace queen suited. We get a limp from the 1 spot, and we raise it up. Flop a gut shot. We just start with a check. If we bet, we have to get it in. If we check, we give ourselves some room to play. I think we're just going to check the turn as well. We hit the queen. We're just going to check. Nice, so we do get the showdown. And he had 10s. So not a terrible play from him either, can't really fault him. He's just kind of set mine in, I guess. And just didn't turn his hand into a bluff, so. Here we flop 7, not going to continue. Not going to play the ace-7 offsuit. We are going to play the ace-10 suited. We're going to stab. We've got second pair, top kicker, but just looking to take it down. There's no good cards for our hand really on the turn. We're just going to fold this. We're pretty much just stabbing just to try and win the pot on the flop. Here, ace-jack suited. Doesn't play great, but this is going to be one of the hands that we do limp call. Here, ace-queen in position. We're going to pop it up. Okay, it does just shove. So this is kind of ugly. I guess he does this sometimes with King Queen, which we beat. Other than that, I can't imagine beating any hand that would get shown here. Live against kings and queens. We don't have too many outs though, so I'd almost prefer to have a drawing hand. Or just bet call it off than just have top pair. I think we're just going to make a tight fold. I can't imagine seeing like a worse hand than like King Jack, but it's pretty unlikely to be honest. Here, Ace Queen, and we turn a Queen, so we're going to protect that hand. If someone has a 7, we're going to find out about it for sure at this point. So we'd hate to see a check raise, but we have to bet. Okay, nice. We take it down. Ace6 off. We're going to just raise. It's just us and the button in the pot, so we'll just play aggressive in that spot and try and win the dead money. Pocket 9s, just going to limp. Let's flop a set. We're just going to check fold boards like this every time. Turn a diamond draw though, and full house, but he's going to have like 10s a lot. So we just look to check and get the showdown, and we do. And he had Jack 8 offsuit, so he had a full house as well. Pretty terrible starting hand that he raised with there, but that's why he has the green tag. The reason that we're coming into these games. Nine-10 off versus this guy who's already shown that he just raises junk. It's playable enough where we want to take a flop in position. So against an instant pot bet on the King 9-6 board, don't really have anything to go with. Even like hitting a 9 or a 10 could be trouble for us, so we're just going to fold. And here, it's kind of a deceptive hand, Ace Queen, like a normal hold'em. It's kind of like a strong hold'em here. I'm just going to fold it. This guy made it $4, so I'm not looking to play passively against anyone's raises, really, even with hands as good as Ace Queen. He did just have the Ace 10 and lost his mind there, really, but here we're going to check, turn a queen, and river another queen, so that's good. We're going to bet big, try and get paid by an ace. Okay, we're going to take this flop, and we flop a straight and a flush draw. So we start off with a check. We're going to try and bet the turn small. Okay, we do get raised, which is gross. So 9 gives us the straight. Okay. It's pretty tough. I don't think there's many wins for us in the deck, really. I think we're just going to fold this. And the Ace King versus all this crazy action, I think we're just going to fold this too. And we are against aces. Aces, 10s and 7s. And aces is going to scoop it. No. Wow, the 10s get there. does not enjoy that. We're going to fold the top here, but can't be in love with it. Wow, he does just ship the turn. It's kind of putting his range more weighted towards like kings and aces, so I have to imagine that's a good turn card with us for our hand if we do call, but we'll get to see either way. Try and see a flop here with king queen. Flop nothing, fold. King queen off again in this table. Definitely call 75 cents. There's a lot of mini raising going on. I don't really know what this is all about, but flop 2 overs and 2 overs, backdoor flush draw, and a open ender. So probably not going anywhere on this board, to be honest. I'm just going to check, get it in. I don't think this guy ever flats with super strong holding. We turn the straight, which is lovely. We get snap called by 2 overs and a gut shot, which is pretty crazy. The ace queen. 10-9 suited, plays pretty good. Not against a $100 raise then. 150 even. Ace king, ace king. So we're going to flop them pretty much dead. Wow, and on the second board, the power of 10-9 suited in this game is pretty strong. We're going to take a flop with the tens. Tens have been pretty good to us. We're going to check back. Hopefully see a safe turn card, which we do not, but we get to call one bet at least, try and fill up. And we do not, so we're just going to check. Okay, brilliant. So we played pot control. The straight card came off anyway, but we still got to showdown with our hand. So here with the eights, with 2 blockers to the 8-9, we're gonna stab at this. Backdoor hearts. The 9 is good for us, but essentially just using our hand as a bluff. Okay, guys, thanks for tuning in. That's the end of the strategy video for the 6+ Hold'em. If you guys enjoyed the video, please like and comment. If you've got any games you'd like us to play, if you've got any questions about strategy or 6+ Hold'em in general, just add them in the comments. And just so you guys know, there's a Pokerstars offer at the moment where they're giving away £20 worth of spin and go tickets for new players. So you can go to newonlinepoker.com to find out about that. There's a link in the description, so check that out. Thanks a lot, guys. See you next time.